Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mangs, and I welcome you guys to the start of a brand new Civilization 5 playthrough. This time around, I'm going to be playing as Pedro of the Brazilian Empire, and yes, we are going to try to nail that cultural victory that has eluded me for so many games now. The cultural victory is actually one of the hardest victories to obtain in Civilization, due to the fact that you need to generate more tourism than all the other civilization can produce culture, well, not combined, but each individual one. And there's always this one little fucker that just spams culture like a freaking maniac that you can never seem to overthrow. So let's see if we can actually do it this time around. And I'm playing as Brazil by popular demand. I know a lot of people want to see me play as Pedro. And let's talk about the Brazilian Empire and what exactly makes them so special. They're actually pretty darn good. Their civilization bonus is called Carnival, and whenever they do have a golden age, they get 100% increased tourism, and they generate artists, musicians, and writers 50% faster. So with Brazil, you want to generally focus on getting a small empire that generates a lot of happiness. The freedom ideology is extremely good in the hands of Brazil, and you simply just want to get as much happiness as possible and get a lot of golden ages. If you can grab Sitskanitska, that is probably one of the best wonders you can get. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Chicken, I like to call it chicken pizza. So yeah, the chicken pizza wonder is really good, and you should try to grab it as Pedro. Their unique unit is called the... I can't actually remember how it's pronounced. Is it Procina? Procina. Anyway, it's an infantry. It's actually one of the only unique infantry units in the game. Brazil, I do believe, have one of the latest unique units. I do believe only the Germans have a similar late-game units in the Panzer. So these guys, they are basically just your average infantry, but whenever they kill enemies, they generate golden age points. It's kind of similar to how the Aztec's Jaguar generates culture when they kill units. Basically, you kill a unit with... Let's say you kill another infantry unit with a combat strength of 70. You generate 70 golden age points, which is actually pretty good if you find yourself in a war. And yes, this ability does work on barbarians, though usually by the time you get to these units, there aren't that many barbarian encampments left on the map anyway. So you rarely get to actually see it in action. And as Brazil, you generally want to avoid late-game wars. But they are pretty good if you do happen to find yourself in one, because, you know, sometimes you don't really have a choice. However, the bread and butter of the Brazil civilization is this unique improvement right here called the brazilwood camps. So what is a brazilwood camp? Well, it's kind of like a trading post that can be built on jungle tiles. To begin with, the brazilwood camp doesn't really do anything else other than a regular trading post. It provides gold, just like a trading post does, and any text you research that improves gold yield for trading posts also works for brazilwood camps. However, building a trading post on a jungle tile can sometimes take an absurd amount of time, like 15 to 20 turns at least, whereas a brazilwood camp is built rather quickly. And when you when you research the acoustics technology, the brazilwood camp also generates 2 culture. So in the late game, if you have a university in your city, brazilwood camps can generate 2 gold, 2 culture, and 2 science. So they actually become 2-2-2 tiles, which is insanely good. And if you additionally manage to get the pantheon, which increases culture from jungle tiles, well, you just might as well get a 2-2-3 tile. So Brazil gets a lot of culture, they get a lot of great people during their happiness eras, also called the Golden Ages. And basically, they're pretty decent contenders for a cultural victory, which is what I'm going to be trying to go for in this game. So let us begin our journey and take a look at our starting location. So, right off the bat, we see a lot of jungle tiles. That's good. We do see spices. I do believe you have to chop down the jungle to actually build plantations, so it's not that good that we have unique luxuries on jungle tiles. Anyway, a lot of forest, a lot of jungle, seems to be some sort of coast. It could be the ocean, or it could be an inland sea. Anyway, let's found Rio de Janeiro. I can never pronounce this correctly. I'm really bad at pronunciation in general. Rio de Janeiro. I just call it Rio de Janeiro. Anyway, we start off by building a scout, naturally. And for this game, since I am playing on Emperor difficulty, I am going to be going for the Great Library. I'm going to be trying out a strategy that is really popular. It can't really be done reliably on Immortal or higher, and you can just forget about it on deity. But the strategy, or the opening that I'm going to be trying to go for, is I'm going to rush the Great Library, and with the tax I get from Great Library, I'm going to try to get mathematics. And with mathematics, I'm going to try to rush the Hanging Gardens in my capital. And this is a really powerful opener that ensures that you will get a really strong capital that will grow to immense size. Now, naturally, you have to forego possibly having yourself an early game religion. Although I'm going to try to get a religion as well. I'm going to try to build an early shrine. See if I can do that as soon. I'm actually going to try to do it as soon as I research pottery. And hopefully the shrine should be done. Oh, you see here, we got animal husbandry. That's actually pretty fucking good. Yeah, I'm going to try to get myself a shrine before I start on the Great Library. Hopefully that should go my way, but we'll see. Do I see the outlines of civilization here? I am actually not sure. I'm going to send my warriors to the east. I'm going to send my scouts to the west and see if I can find myself some early neighbors. Now, of course, I don't know what kind of leaders will be in this game. I am really excited to see if we're going to have ourselves some culture spammers or maybe some warmongers. Always funny to see what kind of leaders will pop up in the different games. This is what I like about Civilization. Every single game is new and unique. Let's see, we have 4 turns actually. We could build a second scouts, and this is actually not such a bad idea. It will allow us to find ruins, it will allow us to find potential expansions, and since I have 4 turns of production to kill before I can start on my shrine, we might as well. This is a really fucking heavily forested map, Jesus Christ. All these brazilwood camps will be insane, I tell you that. I'm actually looking forward to it. Here we have Ormus, that is a maritime city-states. Potential ally, who knows? I like maritime city-states. They get a lot of flack on the Civilization subreddit for whatever reason. People don't like them, but I like them. They make your cities grow faster, and big cities are cool, just like big titties are cool, you know? The size does matter. Okay, we got pottery. So now we have to build a shrine. That's actually rather easy. We have 13 turns until we need to start working on the Great Library. So that shouldn't be any big problem at all. And my scouts can go to the east and explore the area north of my capital, whereas these scouts go south. Still haven't encountered any neighbors. Let's see if we found some... Ooh, ruins. And here we have our barbarian encampment. I gotta say, it's a lot of... I could like... If I expand on this style right here, I could like found Jungle City. I would actually be hilarious. Alright. Let's send the warrior over here and let's grab the ruins. And we get 95 gold. Always nice to get a boost of early gold. We could save up for a worker, buy an early worker, or we could just steal a worker. That also works. I'm really glad I have a city on a river. Naturally, I'm going for the Hanging Gardens, so I'll get my garden. If I get the Hanging Gardens, I'm not going to talk like I will definitely get it. But, if you don't have a garden as Brazil, it's a big setback. Oh, I know that color. It's Gustavus Adolphus. Oh, don't tell me he's our neighbor. So, Gustavus Adolphus, really aggressive guy. He's also pretty diplomatic, and he's not particularly treacherous. The problem with Gustavus Adolphus is that when he enters the Renaissance era and he gets his Carolingians, he becomes really fucking aggressive. And he usually, well, even before that, he has a tendency to declare a lot of early game wars. But it could just be a stray scout. It's not necessarily our closest neighbor, and I really hope that's not the case, because Gustavus Adolphus is not the kind of guy you want in your neighborhood. He's a bully. But if you somehow manage to sign a declaration of friendship with him, he is pretty loyal. So you can have yourself a long-term friend there. Now, in the last game I played as Dido, I did a lot of early game wars, and as a result, I think I signed 2 research agreements over the course of the entire game. That's like the price you pay for being a warmonger. Like, not having science, what am I saying? Research agreement partners is actually a huge setback. And it's very annoying. Alright, we get a map, and we find a natural wonder, the barrier reef. Okay, so that's over here. Potential expand, a little bit too far away from my capital, though, to actually consider. Alright, so we have 4 turns of production to kill before we have to start on the Great Library. I don't really want to be going for another scout. I think what I'll do is I'll just put 4 turns of production into a caravan, most likely. Or I could build a worker. I mean, I usually steal workers from city-states. I can't remember if you actually get a free monument from legalism. I do believe they nerfed that, but I can't remember. I think I'll just go for... I think I'll put 4 turns of production into a caravan. Getting yourself an early game caravan does wonders for your science. I must say, I'm getting writing a little bit slow. I won't have writing until turn 20, which means that depending on my production, which is okay, especially if I put my city towards production focus, I think I'm gonna get the Great Library maybe on turn 40 or turn 45. Of course, I will... Seriously, I haven't even gotten my tradition opener yet. It's probably because I didn't rush out the monuments, which is actually setting me back a little bit. I probably won't get aristocracy, which is actually a little bit sad. Anyway, I'm guessing there's like a ruin right north of my city, and that is very typical. I can actually buy myself a worker right now, and I think that's probably a good idea. No, wait, I'm playing on standard speed, so for some reason I still think I'm playing on quick. Where it costs 310 for a worker instead of 220. Oh my god, there is a lot of jungle on this map. That is absolutely insane. Okay, Ife gave me some faith. That's great, actually, because I really want the Sacred Path pantheon, which gives you culture from jungle tiles. So the more religious cities we can find, the better it is. And here's a natural wonder that is Old Faithful. One of the worst natural wonders, in my opinion. 3 happiness and 2 science. It's really bad. Like, I was never a big fan of tiles that generated science to begin with in terms of wonders. I mean, I love jungle tiles that generate science naturally, but I was never a big fan of the Old Faithful. Alright, another ruin, wonderful. Okay, so now we're gonna switch over to the Great Library, set our city to production focus. So we're gonna get it in 27 turns. It's a little bit of a gamble. So what we want to do now is we want to go for mathematics. So, we might not get it, actually. No, we need to go for the wheel. Actually, that's gonna be completely fine. We'll get the wheel in 18 turns. And once we have the wheel, we can go for mathematics. So that's nice. Alright, cool. We reveal the location of nearby barbarian encampments. Completely useless. Yeah, so we'll get the Great Library on turn 47, which on standard speed could be a little bit of a gamble. We may get it, we may not get it. Anyway, this is a really good thing. We now got the pantheon, and I haven't seen any other pantheon being founded, so we have all the beliefs for ourselves. And we are going to be going for Sacred Path. So look at our culture yield just now. Boom. Okay, only +2 because we're actually only working 1 jungle tile. But all these jungle tiles are worth 1 culture now, which is really good for us. It means at least we'll get our policies a little bit faster. It actually really sucks that we haven't gotten aristocracy by the time we start working on the Great Library. We might not get it. Alright, workers have not spawned yet. Sadly. Let's go and see, maybe... I do believe workers spawn on turn 30 or 40 on standard speed. I can't remember. Oh my god. Arrival of a great prophet. Huh. Would you look at that? You very rarely get faith in ruins. That's like super rare. That's one of the rarest events that can occur in ruins. I almost never see it. And is this Sweden? I do believe this is Sweden. So he's pretty close. I'm not sure if this is Stockholm though. This could very well be one of his expansions. Anyway, time to go for tradition. So that gives us 3 culture, which will speed up our next policy. We will get it in 6 turns. Always good to know. So yeah, I'm actually interested in knowing if this is Stockholm. It is. So the question is whether or not Gustavus Adolphus will expand towards us or away from us. And whether or not he has some neighbors of his own. But never a boring game with Sweden around. Alright, so apparently... I'm getting 7 hammers, and the best player is getting 8 hammers, so... We'll see. The Great Library is very usually contested in games. There's a lot of AIs that love building it. So, we'll see if I can snatch it or not. It's gonna be very tight. We might just lose it on the very last turn or something stupid like that. Alright, no workers yet. But we have... Look at this. This is like the triangle city-states. Like, city-states like right next to each other around the river. Would be nice to like ally myself with all of them. Although they definitely want people to... they'll definitely want people to demand tributes from each other because city-states can't get along. Alright, another ruin. We've gotten a lot of ruins. This is one of the benefits of opening up 2 scouts first. It does set you back in terms of culture, since you won't get your monuments, but... I have, oh my god, 20 culture. That's amazing. Now I'll get aristocracy, and that might just have secured my Great Library. We'll see how many turns I earn for the 15% extra production. We do have 7 hammers, so the 15% will probably yield me 1 extra hammer per turn in total. So let's see. It went down about a turn, by the looks of it. But 1 turn can mean the difference between getting your wonder and not getting your wonder. And we're trapped here. That was a little bit silly of me. Might as well just attack to get some experience. This is definitely a map where you want to go drill and even barrage in terms of promotions. Because there's just so much jungle. And I'm not going to be chopping away a lot of this jungle anyway. Alright, let's fortify. And where should we explore right now? I am kind of curious to see what's over here. Could be a decent expand by the looks of it. I see 2 fish tiles. So, and there's a river here too. So we could potentially get ourselves a river coastal city, which is also really nice. Pantheon founded. Desert tiles? Really? On this map? I guess there is some desert around here somewhere. But the AI can sometimes pick retarded pantheons. Like really retarded pantheons. Another pantheon. 2 faith from each gem and pearls resource. This is insane if you actually have a coastal city and there's a bunch of pearls. It generates so much faith. So there might be another faith spammer in this game. Now, in terms of tourism, having a religion is usually very important because having shared religion increases tourism by 25% in the civilization that you have it spread to. However, it's really hard to do a religion race because the AI spams missionaries like there's no tomorrow. And prophets as well. So, unless you have a neighbor which don't have a religion, it's really hard to actually maintain your religious grip on people. You forget about it for like 20 turns and suddenly your religion is wiped out. Alright, let's see what's over here. Seriously, where are all the AIs? Cool, we have drill. That's great. And now we have oligarchy. Oligarchy. People always tell me I pronounce that wrong. So now we have mathematics, and the plan is that the Great Library will net us mathematics, so we don't need to actually tech it. So what do we want right now? We need calendar, because there's a lot of calendar-based resources around our capital. And by the looks of it, our scouts could be attacked now, so we need to be a little bit careful. Yep, it just got attacked. Let's retreat. And let's fortify up a little bit, just in case. Ooh, workers have spawned, so now I actually need to go and net myself a couple of workers. Let's go and steal one from Ormus with our scouts. So, preferably before Sweden declares their protection, because that usually always happens. We can also buy ourselves a worker very soon, actually, and getting 2 workers might not be such a bad idea. Embassy with Sweden. I am actually going to decline this because I don't want him to know where my capital is. If he hasn't met any other leaders and I am the only neighbor he knows of, chances are he'll probably declare an early war on me, and I don't want that. So I'm going to hold off the embassy for just a little while. I'm going to get it with him eventually. But I'm gonna wait, because I'm actually not sure if he has discovered my capital yet. I did see his scouts down here, but scouts could have taken a turn and gone elsewhere. So just a little bit of a tip. You should hold off on getting embassies with your close neighbors in the early game. Wait until, like... Just wait, because a declaration of friendship at this point isn't going to help me, because I have no resources to trade. There won't be any research agreements to sign before I get education, so it's completely worthless. Like, declarations of friendship in the early game, they do nothing for you. Alright, so... Actually, I didn't get any turns out of aristocracy, but it will help me towards the Hanging Gardens, hopefully. Alright, so no workers in Ormus just yet. Haven't spawned by the looks of it, or they could have gotten captured by the barbarians. That is also a possibility. We could go to Ife and see if we can find a worker there. Oh my god, that's like a barbarian encampment that is completely unguarded. Although Ormus will most likely clear it out next turn. Again, we've met one neighbor. Again, more Swedish scouts. Strange game. A really strange game. Alright. Ife does not, by the looks of it, seem to have any workers either. 4 more turns for the Great Library. Rio de Janeiro demands marble. And more barbarians. The only, like, the downside to having no close neighbors is that the barbarians are going to be having a field day in your vicinity. Now, of course, one thing you could do with the Great Library is that you could spam, I'm saying, you could rush the National College, which is also pretty insane. Anyway, I'm going to go for mining. It's a good tech to have. That was a little bit awkward, because Ife might just retreat its worker. That happens sometimes. But they were more interested in finishing their improvements, so thank God. Ah, fucking hell. It's under the protection of Sweden. If we go to war with them, we'll get a diplomatic penalty with Sweden, but you know what? It's fine. We'll just tell them we won't do it anymore. Alright, so we make peace. Scouts are getting hammered a little bit, but it's fine. We have a 20% bonus versus barbarians on this difficulty, which is quite nice. So now we have a... It's not a big red modifier. I do believe it's a small red modifier, but our apologies will withdraw immediately. If you ignore him, you'll get a big red modifier. But of course, this might make him denounce us. Attacking a city-state that's under the protection... What? Ah, that's my scouts. I thought it would survive there. I really thought it would. Oh well. Anyway, let's get the worker back, and we could buy an archer, or we could even buy a monument. There's actually a lot of things we could buy. We could save up for a settler. You know what? I think I'm going to save up for a settler, because I'll spend a lot of time. Okay, this is the big moment here. Oh, I think I'm gonna get it. Yes! Great Library. Fucking yeah. So that will yield us mathematics, and that means we can start working on the Hanging Gardens immediately. So I'm actually going to save up for a settler. That's going to cost me 500 gold, but it's totally worth it, because that means I won't have to, like, slow the growth of my capital for like 10 turns to build a settler. Now I need to think about where I actually want to expand. I'm considering this coastal city over here. In this game, I'm definitely going to go for 4 cities, the magical number of 4, because that's the most optimal, because of tradition. So now I need to think about what I actually want. Construction is definitely an important tech to get. Sailing we can hold off. I think I want to reveal iron on the map. And after iron, I'm going to go for construction to get composite bowmen. So we'll have the Hanging Gardens in 35 turns. It's not super optimal, but it works. Of course, we'll have to leave our capital on production focus for quite a long time now. And I'm just going to grab drill 2. We're going to continue exploring. So that barbarian encampment did not get cleared out. There's actually a city-state quest for it. So let's grab legalism. Will that actually grant us the monuments? It will? Okay, cool. I thought they nerfed that. I'm not sure why, but I thought they nerfed it. Because I specifically remember one game where I didn't get my monument, but could have been I did something wrong. I don't know. But good to see that that's still here. Ah, fuck you, archers. I'm gonna lose a lot of health on my scouts now, which is not great. I could always send my workers alone, but I might encounter some barbarians in the jungle, and it's gonna suck. Alright, another ruin, that's great. 50 gold, that's gonna help towards... I might just get my settler right away. That's actually gonna be great. But yeah, I'm thinking this this jungle tile up here, I'm gonna get 2 fish tiles, bananas. The downside is naturally that it's very close to my capital, so the tiles I can work are very limited. I do like to expand on rivers. There's some mountains over here that I could expand on. No luxury. There's very few luxuries in the vicinity, I must say. Like, I could expand along the river, but it's very close to a city-state. Yeah, this game definitely does not have that many good expansions. That's like one of the... I see like no wonder cities, like no, oh my god, I need the city right away, you know. There might be some up here. Yeah, this is actually a rather tough choice. And still no neighbors. This is definitely a good city, I mean. Having one coastal city is always going to be very important. Oh, look, I see borders. Because you definitely need a coastal city. I do wonder what... Oh, no. Don't tell me. I am colorblind, but I think I recognize this color. Why are you in every single game? I swear to fucking god, the game is like playing a prank on me right now by placing fucking Carthage in every single game I'm in. So if you don't know, this is my ultimate rival, Queen Dido. She's a bitch. That's like the only way I can describe her. She is one of the most treacherous leaders in the game. I do believe she has a treachery rating of 7 or 8. So she will backstab you. So this is something weird going on with her hat. I think I enabled the wrong direct X because it's glitching out a little bit. Not sure if you guys can see that. Yeah, she's treacherous as all fuck. She's a backstabber, and for some reason she does really well in most games she's in. I don't know why, but the AI just knows how to play her properly. I don't know. It could be the free harbor and the insane gold she receives. Yeah, but it's absolutely insane. I think I've played one game where Dido has not been present. Okay, that might be an overstatement. And she's my close neighbor. Isn't that wonderful? Dido. Why? Why? Alright, we'll get our next policy in 10 turns. That's great. And we'll get our settler in approximately 5. I am so bad at math. Is it 10 turns? I think, yeah, actually 10 turns. 50 gold. Unless we, of course, meet some city-states that provides us with gold. Or something along those lines. Let's grab the cotton, shall we? Cotton is nice. We do want a luxury. Maybe we can trade it to Dido or Gustavus Adolphus. I am still not gonna say yes to that embassy, and I'm definitely not giving Dido an embassy. That is not happening. I don't want that treacherous... Oh, look at... She's already taken 3 cities on turn 58. She's extremely expansive. She covers a lot of land, and I think this is why she's so dangerous. And her early game units, the African Forest Elephant and her Super Trireme, allows her to take a lot of cities. She's not like... The thing about Dido, she's not very aggressive. It's just that she's so treacherous. She signs declarations of friendship with people, then she just stabs them in the back. And nobody expects it, and that's why she gets so powerful most of the time. Alright. And of course, she nearly always starts out at the coasts, which also makes her rather dangerous. Because the coasts is usually pretty strong. Sea resources in general just give so much food. Yeah, fish tiles, coasts just give a lot of food. But yeah, I think I'm gonna grab this coastal city. I will get spices, so that's something. It's not a resource I don't have from before, though. So I won't get any extra happiness, but I could always trade it for another city, I suppose. I mean, another resource. I don't think anyone will beat me to the Hanging Gardens unless they rushed mathematics. I'm pretty sure that wonder is mine. Also, you don't want to be building plantations on bananas. I do believe I say this a lot, but yeah, it is really something that that needs to be stated. Because by removing the jungle, you're removing a food from the tile, but you're adding one production because you remove the jungle tile. But you don't want to do this ever, because I'd remove one culture and one food from this tile. This tile is much better the way it is, unimproved, until you get tax that increases the yields from plantations. Or if you happen to go some sort of pantheon that increases yields from plantations. Alright, we'll get our settler. Okay, now we only have 3 gold because... why do we only have 3 golds? Alright, that's because improvements actually cost gold maintenance. So, we'll get our settler a little bit slower, but that's fine. Maybe we'll get some gold from this ruin. That'd be even better. Who knows? Maybe this is a potential expansion. We could kill this hand axe, but I think I'd rather get the ruin. Oh my god, 60 faith again. This is insane. So, we can definitely get ourselves a religion this game. In fact, we will get a religion. It's pretty much guaranteed at this point. We're gonna go for landed elites, extra growth and food in our capital. That helps so much. Oh my god, why can't you just go through? Dido, you fucking bitch. Move your warriors. Ah, I hate this woman. Okay, so now we have construction. I think it's probably a good idea to go for civil service at this point. Because we definitely want chicken pizza. Chicken pizza is amazing for Brazil. And that is also a wonder that almost always gets snatched. Why can't I go through here? I never understood sometimes the pathing of this game. Okay, there we go. She moved. That's good. Alright, will we get the Hanging Gardens? We will get the Hanging Gardens. I can almost guarantee you that. I don't see who would take it away from us at this point with our insane lead. Like, getting mathematics for free saved me so many turns of tanking. Nope! At least that's what it sounds like she's saying. Alright, cool. Our scouts got attacked. Ouch, that's not good. But hey, thanks for the +1 vision. Alright, we found ourselves a map. And yet we haven't found any other AIs. God, this... I am either very isolated or just very... There could, like, be an AI here. Or maybe... Well, this is definitely ocean. So... Yeah, this is a wonky map. Really wonky map. It's extremely forested and very narrow. I think it's going to be an interesting game. Alright, I really want to see if I can get the hanging. I am gonna get it. It's just, ugh, it's the suspension. You know, another AI could have done something really, really stupid and gotten mathematics before me. You never know. Anyway, let's explore further up. Oh, it's Kabul, cultured city-state. And we can get ourselves our settler. I almost never buy settlers, but it is actually pretty good to do so occasionally. Especially if you want your capital to grow really fast. Because, as you may know, settlers stop the growth of your cities when they are being produced. That's just how they work. Don't really know why. I guess it's because you're technically... Oh my god, she has African forest elephants already. It's technically because people are moving out of your cities. So I guess that's why your capital stops growing. And it's just a punishment for expanding. You have to place some punishments on expanding, or else people are just going to expand all the time. Taking a city should be punishing, because it's so darn good. And I do believe, yeah, this is the north coast, so we can't go any further from here. Shakalaka boom boom! It's kind of funny that the city-state music is playing when Shaka makes his appearance. There we go, that's the Shaka music, I know. Shaka is in this game, and you may have heard the term, never a boring game with Shaka in it. And that's because Shaka is the most aggressive leader in Civilization 5. And he's next to Dido! Oh, this is gonna be fun. I actually don't know who's gonna win. Dido the treacherous backstabber or Shaka the warmonger. Usually Shaka decimate his nearest enemy. Or his nearest neighbor I should call it, because let's face it, it doesn't matter if you're his friend or enemy. Wow, Shaka and Dido next to each other. That's the first time I've ever seen that. It's bound to be a very interesting game. Ooh, I thought that was the Hanging Garden. Holy crap, I hate that sound. So yeah, they're like super close. There's going to be a war between Shaka and Dido. I can guarantee that. Unless Shaka has like another neighbor to his rights. Shaka is kind of like one of the AIs you actually want to be isolated, because if he can conquer too many capitals, he becomes absolutely unstoppable in the late game. So this could actually be a little bit scary. Anyway, we'll get our city, and by the looks of it, it looks like we'll get the Hanging Gardens. No. Don't want to be your friend. Oh! Oh, I thought that was the Hanging Garden. Alright, so someone built Stonehenge. Pretty... Oh my god, only 3 more religions that can be founded. Ooh, we gotta hurry up with that faith. Alright! Heard the word of God. The Hanging Garden. So the next stop is going to be Chicken Pizza. We might get it, we might not get it. It's going to be a gamble, but we are getting some nice science. So we might be able to get it. At any rate, I think this is a nice time to make a cut, and I hope you guys enjoyed this first part of my Brazil Let's Play. Please consider leaving a comment as well as thumbing it up. It really does help out the channel and the Let's Play itself by a whole tremendous amount. And as always, my name has been Mangs, and I'll be looking forward to the next episode, and I hope you will too. Goodbye!